Hey, real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to anyone who watched my video, and I just wanted to say thank you for anyone who watched my Acrid for Fools video. If you hear exhaling, that's my dog in the background. She's being a little bit of a fucker right now, and now she's panting. Fuck you. Okay, I got her to stop. But, I just really wanted to say thank you for any support that you gave that video. Anyone who watched that, just, it means a lot. Yeah, that's it. Moving on to the dick sucking of a video game that came out like, holy fuck, it was over a month ago. Two things of note: I'm not particularly good at this game, and I'm not going to talk about the lore on this one because there's very little. And also, I kind of fucked it up in the Acrid video, so Acrid's not a Lemurian, and it's not a she, it's a he. Back to me not being very good at this game. I play very casually for this game. I turn it on when I'm about to go to work or something like that and just relax. So this is not going to be like a pro player, because look at some of these fucking players and their scores from the prestige mode of this fucking game. Holy fuck. Like, how the fuck am I ever supposed to compete with that? I don't fucking know. But anyway, on with the video. Dome Keepers is very simple fun. You can micromanage and macromanage and all of that, but at its core, this game is supposed to be simple fun. And I really enjoy that. Does it have the best music? No. Does it have the most intense story? No. Does it have a deep, thorough message to deliver? No. Does it have a heartwarming story or something? The best gameplay mechanics? Something the best? No, I don't think so. But that's not really the point of this game. It's not trying to be the best at every single thing. They made a fun game. It is a good game. And I really enjoy that they didn't try to go all out and make this, like, god tier game like, you know, God of War or fucking Horizon Zero Dawn or The Last of Us. I enjoy that they went for something a little simpler, a little more fun, something that doesn't need to be grand. It just is a simple game where you go digging. Just a small side note, this isn't supposed to be a criticism or like anything mean directed at the game for not trying something grand. I really like that they didn't go for that. It's not me trying to like smack into the balls for trying to like maybe they were trying to make the best game ever. I guess that's what it is, but I feel like they just wanted to make something unique and something fun and something that didn't need to be the most unique thing and the most powerful thing in its category. You know, leave that to Red Dead Redemption, leave that to God of War, leave that to Horizon Zero Dawn and Left 4 Dead and all of that shit. Leave that all to them. Make something that is just simple fun, and just have fun with it, and I feel like that's what they did with this. The gameplay loop has two phases, till and kill. Because that's a funny ass fucking rhyme that sounded a lot cooler in my fucking head. We'll talk about the till first, because this is my video, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Digging in this game is boiled down to two things you're looking for: types of ore and the ancient artifacts, depending on the game mode you're playing. You can still find the artifacts in like Prestige, it's just that it's not like the main point of the game. The three materials that you'll be finding is square, circle, and finally, my favorite, triangle, which is iron, water, and cobalt respectively. You go down into the mines to mine up these materials and use them to upgrade your base, which is very fun, very interesting because they give you multiple pathways. First off, you have your normal upgrades, which usually only take iron, and you also have your big chungus upgrades, which can take water, and then you have your health upgrades, which could take cobalt. A lot of these pathways will branch off, and you will not be able to go down the other pathway if you choose the other one. So for example, here you can choose either the big chungus laser or the double laser. You cannot choose both. Honestly, I'm more for the big chungus laser, but the double laser, pretty good. I just suck. Speaking of the lasers, the combat is the second part of this, which is very interesting. This game has something different from other games, whereas a lot of them will, like say Doom Eternal, where you can, with your own skill and positioning, save yourself from damage entirely. But the thing is that this game does not have that. You will always take damage in some form. And again, just to reiterate, I'm not the best at this game, so I could be wrong. If you're like a pro player and you've never taken damage on a round before, then prove me wrong. But a lot of these rounds, you can prevent damage. It depends on how it's set up. But a lot of it, you won't be able to prevent all of the damage, and it's just kind of depending on the layout. This becomes more and more apparent the more you play and then get to these bigger levels where they have different like squid monsters and cloud fucking storm bitches and the poplars and all that shit. Also, if you guys know the poplars reference, I called them poplars when I first started. And if you get the poplars reference, that's a fucking cool reference and I like you a lot. One of the main standouts of this game is the equipment. The equipment is a very interesting setup where you have a lot of these interesting items that don't seem particularly better than the other. Like, yeah, the mines could be a little better and like you could tweak them around so that they're a little bit more even, but I would say that they're all particularly unique and good for what you want to build into. And I think some of them work better for what you want to do. And all I gotta say is that the only objectively good one is my boy Drillbert. I love my boy. This bro is so fucking adorable. I love him so much. I hope nothing bad happens to him ever. There is a healthy dose of RNG in this, because you can only choose between 2 upgrades and some cobalt. Which I just want to say, trading it for cobalt seems like if you're very close to dying is the only thing you should do. Like, I don't think you should ever do that, but that's also because I'm a greedy motherfucker, so I guess I'm right. I might be wrong, I don't know. There are big equipments that you can choose, which are not based on one run, but you choose inside of the mission select screen. I'm talking about like the sword dome, the laser dome, the repellent, the shield dome, and the orchard dome. And these are really cool because they can change the game up in a very significant way. But I wouldn't be one to be asked about this type of stuff because apparently the one I like the most is not the best. Apparently people really prefer the repellent with the sword dome, which I got the sword dome because you can prevent damage a lot better with that. But I simply really don't understand the repellent dome very much. I think the reason why is because they are playing prestige, which means they are going into extremely high levels, which means that the wither does a ton more damage because there's just so many things on the screen that are getting 300% damage. So I think that's what it is, but I usually try to get through these runs pretty fast because I'm doing it before work or something like that, so I don't know. There are 2 modes in this game called Ancient Artifacts and Prestige. The Ancient Artifacts is where you try to find Big Boy Artifact and then just win the game. And the Prestige is where you try to send back as many materials and ores back to Homeworld to get a bigger Prestige score, which is where I'm pulling this list from. They're both rather fun, but I prefer the Ancient Artifacts because I like to make my runs short instead of taking them on for longer and longer and making like these multi-day projects of a world, which is fine. I'm not trying to discredit it, it's just not something I prefer to do. There's also these funny little things you can do. I'm barely getting into them, but there's some maze ones, some different funny game modes that you can do. Again, I'm a bit of a stock purist with it. I just like to go in for a run and just have fun with it. But I can see the merit behind this. I've recently done the maze one, and it seems more like a twisty tunnel, which is pretty interesting. I like it a lot. And, yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. They're just really fun ways to play the game, and it's really cool that they added this in, because sometimes people want more of a challenge. There's also power-ups and fun things you can find in the caves that you can find for yourself. One of my favorites is like a fruit that you can eat that just fucking puts you on crack and you just fly around super fast and dig really fast, and I really like it. It's pretty cool. There's also the ore tree, which is just a tree that'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna make iron. Which, I mean, we all use iron, so I mean it doesn't make too little sense. But it also just construct iron. It just constructs it, and you can just steal it and bring it back up, which is just a little fucking weird to me. But you know, what do you, I guess. One last thing is that you can also find these eggs inside of these like fucking spider-like caves, and that can give you a different type of pet, which you can just have sit inside of your house, which is just cute. They also have a new type of person. So right now we're playing as the engineer, which is just the base character, but apparently you can change characters sometime, which is going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see how that works out. But other than that, it's a really good game. I would really hope that you would give it a shot if you haven't already, or if you're coming in from that community, tell me why I'm a fucking idiot about why the repellent is so good, or why the sword is actually trash. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. I'm not the best, but I would like to hear your opinions on it. But other than that, have a great day.